A lone fisherman was paddling his kayak in the vast open ocean when something terrifying happened. A shark slammed into the back of his kayak. You'd expect panic, right? But not this guy. He stayed eerily calm, like it was just another day at sea. The kayak rocked violently, but somehow it didn't flip. Just another close call in the deep blue. In September 2018, as Hurricane Florence closed in, something eerie appeared on Avalon Pier's live webcam. Amid the raging wind and rain, a lone figure walked across the far end of the pier and then vanished into thin air. Viewers were stunned. Could it have been the Greyman? This mysterious ghost has been spotted along the Carolina coast for over a century, especially near Hatteras and Pawleys Island. Legend says he shows up right before major storms, silently warning of danger. And those who witness him? Supposedly, they're spared the worst. Skeptics blame it on a camera glitch or maybe a reflection, but strangely enough, Florence shifted course just enough to spare the area. Coincidence? Or something more? This photo first made waves on Reddit back in 2020. According to the post, the hunter was trekking through a dense, dimly lit forest when he spotted something unusual. Tall, human-shaped, and eerily still. It stood at the edge of the trees, blending almost perfectly into the forest floor. He was convinced something was watching him. To him, it was no doubt a cryptid. But as internet sleuths took a closer look, the mystery started to unravel. It wasn't a creature at all, but moss. Specifically, polyore moss, or moss-covered bark formations, which can grow in bizarrely symmetrical, almost lifelike shapes in cold, damp environments. What looked like a lurking forest being. Just nature playing tricks on the human mind. Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost halfway to 10,000 subscribers. We're working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most thrilling hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's going to stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. And when we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Now, let's get back to the video. This person was flying over the Amazon in a creaky helicopter scouting for wildlife shots. Below, the river twisted through dense jungle like a silver snake until he realized one of the snakes wasn't the river. There it was. A massive serpent, over 30 feet long, gliding just under the surface. Its head broke the water, dark eyes, thick scales, moving slowly and sure like it ruled the jungle. He snapped photos, heart racing. From the sky, it was incredible. But he knew if he'd been hiking below, that thing could have swallowed him whole. Nature had made its point. Again. It was 2:30 a.m., and a lone hiker was deep within the stillness of Conecuh National Forest. The only sounds were his footsteps and the whisper of wind through the trees. As he passed a dense wall of shrubs, he suddenly froze. He'd heard a single deliberate step behind him.
I see. I can see eye shine right through there. what that is over there. There's two lights.
Just beyond the brush, something was standing, taller than any person he'd ever seen, easily over 6 feet. Before he could react, the figure began to vanish. Instinctively, he grabbed his phone and managed to snap a blurry glimpse. The creature never reappeared, but the feeling of being watched clung to him like the night air. Whatever it was, it didn't need to show itself again to leave a lasting impression. This Reddit user shared a photo they took nearly 20 years ago, which they captured still gives them chills. Back in 2007, while studying abroad in Cameroon, the user visited a sacred cave said to be inhabited by spirits. Guided by local children, they were only allowed a few feet inside the entrance. Foreigners weren't permitted to go further. The children claimed they could see the spirits within, though the user, ever the skeptic, saw nothing unusual. Still, they snapped a photo using a disposable camera. Years later, when the film was developed, something strange appeared. A ghostly figure standing between the two children, who seemed to be looking right at it. The user doesn't believe in ghosts, and leans toward an explanation involving light or camera trickery, but they can't ignore the eerie context and how perfectly the figure aligns with the local lore. Is it just a fluke of film, or something more? While out on a hike last weekend, this person felt something cold brush against their leg. When they turned around to snap a photo, they captured something chilling, a creepy face staring back at them from the shadows. Its eerie presence was impossible to ignore. Was it just his imagination, or did he capture something out of the ordinary? This wild story comes from a recent camping trip at Shaver Lake, California. A couple was spending a few days out there, enjoying the peacefulness of the campsite, when something unsettling happened on their last night. While casually recording a video, they were just walking around, flashlights in hand, when the camera captured something strange.
Trying to go with me to the right?
A dark, shadowy mass appears right in front of them, only to vanish seconds later. They edited the footage down to 28 seconds, and if you slow it down or go frame by frame, things get even weirder. What exactly is that black shape? It's one of those eerie moments that leaves you wondering if you caught something paranormal on camera. Take a look and let me know what you think. A lone fisherman was paddling his canoe in the vast During a quiet fishing trip on the still waters of Lake Marimenuco in Argentina, a group of divers made a chilling discovery just 6 meters from the shore and 4 meters beneath the surface. There, hidden in the murky depths, stood a 1.5 meter tall statue of a minotaur, crafted from iron and cement and weighing over 250 kilograms. But that wasn't all. Nearby, they found a mysterious mask engraved with the haunting words, "Eternal Journey." Some locals believe the statue is a tribute to Kengao, a guardian spirit in Mapuche tradition, perhaps a silent reminder to respect and protect the natural world. But the truth is, no one knows who placed it there, or why. While kayaking with his father in the Strait of Magellan, Chile, Adrian Simancas faced a heart-stopping moment he'll never forget. He was accidentally swallowed by a humpback whale. As the massive creature surged to the surface to feed, Adrian was scooped up into its enormous mouth. Incredibly, he managed to escape unharmed and lived to share the jaw-dropping tale. In May 2008, a man was out geocaching near the Widowmaker Trail when something strange caught his eye. Through the trees, he spotted a towering figure moving silently among the branches. He quickly pulled out his camera and recorded a short, shaky video. But just as things were getting intense, the footage cut out. He later uploaded the clip online, asking the internet for answers. Most viewers were convinced it was real. But then, silence. The man vanished from the conversation. No replies, no updates, no follow-up posts. To this day, the video remains unexplained, and the man behind it has never been heard from again. While fishing by a quiet river in Indonesia, a local man spotted something strange poking out from the rocks. At first, he thought it was just a fish skeleton, but as he brushed away the debris, he froze.
What the hell? What is that, Mom?
What?
Ma, you see this?
No. Holy shit! What the hell is that?
What is happening? You guys see this? Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? What is that? What is that?
What he uncovered had the eerie shape of a tiny human skull, a bony spine, and a tail-like end. The whole thing was no more than 15 inches long. Photos quickly made their way online. Some people swore it was a mermaid. Others guessed it was a mutated fish, or maybe even a new, undiscovered species. But let's be honest, something about it just felt off. Creeped out, the fisherman eventually tossed the bizarre skeleton back into the water. And just like that, whatever it was, is gone. A night vision trail camera captured something chilling deep in the forest, something that wasn't quite animal, yet not exactly human either. Its arms were freakishly long, almost like a monkey's, but far more muscular, not the kind of creature you'd expect lurking in the American wilderness. Out there in the dark, the chances of someone casually wandering around in a Bigfoot costume seem slim. So, was this the real Bigfoot? Or is there an even stranger explanation? A Reddit user from the UK shared a chilling experience while walking their dog in the woods near their home. As they strolled through the trees, they began to hear strange, unidentifiable sounds behind them. The eerie part? The noises never grew louder or quieter. They simply stayed at the same distance, as if something, or someone, was quietly matching their every step. It wasn't until they stepped out of the woods that the sounds abruptly stopped. Whatever had been following them never left the tree line. A Reddit user recently posted a thermal video that had viewers doing a double take. It showed a massive figure darting effortlessly through rugged forest terrain. The creature moved so quickly and smoothly, some were convinced it might be Bigfoot. But after a bit of internet sleuthing, the mystery was solved. The creature was just a man in a suit, captured by a helicopter crew for a documentary filmed back in the 1990s. Back in 1986, this user's grandfather was out birdwatching near the Red River in western Oklahoma when he snapped a photo that has stirred debate for decades. While scanning the landscape, he unknowingly captured something strange, something that's since made its way around the internet and forums alike. Some swear it shows Bigfoot, others say it's just a trick of light and shadows. The problem? The original zoomed-out version of the photo has seemingly vanished, making it nearly impossible to know what was caught on camera that day. While hiking deep in the forest, a man felt the unsettling sensation of being watched. Snapping a quick photo of the trees around him, he later noticed something chilling. a shape in the background that looked eerily like a face, half hidden in the foliage. At first glance, it resembled a cryptid crouched low in the underbrush, peering straight at the camera. The internet lit up with theories, but the more people examined the image, the more it seemed off. The face looked too perfectly formed, almost as if the branches and bark had conspired to create it. A few eagle-eyed viewers chimed in, pointing out what were likely just snapped roots and fallen limbs, the remnants of a collapsed tree. In the end, it wasn't a mysterious creature lurking in the woods, just Mother Nature pulling one of her favorite tricks. Pareidolia, the illusion of familiar shapes where none actually exist. A YouTube user named Interroller recently visited the historic Manassas battlefield in Virginia.
And they were firing toward the Union Brigade, Cannon Brigade, which is next to the old Henry house. Along here. And old Mrs. Henry, 84 years old, an invalid, in the house. The house was hit by shells and she was of course killed.
Capturing some intriguing footage near the site of the old Henry house. This house, famously tied to the tragic story of 84-year-old Judith Henry, who was bedridden and killed during the Civil War when Union artillery shells struck her home, has long been a site of somber history. While filming near a small black fence marking the graves of Miss Henry and her family, Interroller noticed nothing unusual during the visit. However, upon reviewing the video later, they spotted something spine-chilling. A woman dressed in white, calmly walking along the fence. There were no reenactments or other visitors in the area that day, and the mysterious figure wasn't seen by anyone present during the filming. Skeptics have suggested that the woman could simply be a passerby, but the family behind the video insists she wasn't there at the time. Could this be a ghostly appearance of Miss Henry herself, forever tied to the tragic events of that fateful day? Or is it something more explainable? The debate continues, but one thing's for sure, this eerie sighting has left viewers with chills. While hiking deep in the forest, a man stumbled upon something deeply disturbing. The video begins with him navigating the thick woods when he suddenly comes across several eerie stick crosses and a strange teepee constructed from twisted branches. As he films the scene, his camera pans, and that's when he sees her.
Alright, you guys, so we're back here again, and remember the witch that we found? The witch that we caught on camera? Well, I found where it's been living. There's like crosses and stuff here. It's so creepy. And like logs and stuff, like ceremonial shit. And then there's like a teepee, like look how fucking crazy this is. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh shit. Oh god.
A woman dressed in white, with long black hair, standing completely still in the shadows. Frozen in fear, he quickly turns and flees the forest. But the question remains, who or what did he encounter that night? While hiking through the rugged trails of California, a man stumbled upon something truly bizarre, and he managed to catch it on camera. In the shaky footage, a dark, hairy humanoid figure can be seen striding uphill, moving smoothly on two legs. Despite the low video quality, the creature bears an uncanny resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. As it reached the hill's peak, it disappeared from view, leaving the stunned hiker questioning what he had just witnessed. Considering California has long been a Bigfoot hotspot with a rising number of reported sightings, some believe this could be yet another encounter with the elusive beast. This man was left shaken after reviewing the CCTV footage from a shed-mounted camera aimed at his cabin's kitchen. While he and his wife were upstairs, the camera recorded something chilling. A shadowy figure moving silently from right to left. The couple was supposed to be alone, so who or what was in their kitchen? One night, a homeowner was startled by strange noises coming from the back of their house. Curious and a little unnerved, They checked their security camera footage. Sure enough, it had picked up something. Later, another camera captured the same chilling sound. At first, it could have been dismissed as a mountain lion or some other wild animal. But the homeowner insisted they'd lived there for years and had never heard anything like it before. Animal or something far more unsettling, no one knows for sure. But one thing's certain, hearing that noise in the dead of night is pure nightmare fuel. In 2008, 4 friends set off on a trip to the woods. One night, while hanging out in their remote rental cabin and playing Wii Sports, they decided to film themselves having fun. But what the camera captured was anything but fun. As they laughed and played, a nearly transparent figure suddenly flashed past the window behind them, completely unnoticed at the time. It wasn't someone casually walking by. It looked more like a ghostly presence that materialized out of thin air. The creepiest part? They were miles from anyone, and supposedly alone. Whatever else happened on that trip remains a mystery, but that eerie footage is enough to send chills down your spine. YouTuber Mortis the Wizard recently ventured deep into the woods after receiving a chilling tip from a former satanic cult member and a local farmer. They warned him about a terrifying location known as the Circle of Lucifer, a place said to be the site of frequent satanic rituals and human sacrifices. When Mortis finally reached the spot, what he discovered was nothing short of horrifying. Scattered around were what looked like human remains, a spine, an arm, and even a hand, with fingers frozen in a disturbing curl. While he tried to convince himself they might be animal bones, the sinister atmosphere and eerie silence made it hard to believe they weren't something far worse. According to the tip, sacrifices were said to occur monthly, possibly even more often, and judging by the number of bones littering the area, this creepy clearing lived up to its terrifying reputation. One night, Reddit user Batman Evans was jolted by strange, unsettling noises echoing from the next room. At first, it was just odd creaks and murmurs, but then came the heavy thumping against the wall. As the sounds grew louder and more frantic, curiosity quickly turned into fear. Unsure of what was unfolding just feet away, they made the tough call to contact emergency services for a wellness check. What they discovered was both haunting and heartbreaking. The neighbor had been trapped in a terrifying sleep paralysis episode, likely triggered by the emotional weight of a recent family tragedy. Let's hope they've found some peace since that chilling night. In early April 2024, TikTok user Scaredbugs set out on a bold adventure, exploring a notorious cave on a scorching hot day. The cave had a chilling reputation. Locals claimed eerie noises often echoed from its depths. Intrigued and eager to uncover the mystery, he ventured inside.
Ah, c'è qualcuno? Ehi! Allora, impressionante. E poi è scavata come una bara. Ed è scavata dall'uomo, vedete? A picconate proprio. È strettissima.
As he stepped further in, an unsettling whistling sound filled the air, sending shivers down his spine.
È angustissima. Angustissima. Io mi fermerò a un certo punto perché non ce la faccio se tu... Merda. No. Aiuto.
But despite the eerie atmosphere, he eventually emerged from the cave unnerved yet completely unharmed. A homeowner living deep in the woods set up a security camera, hoping to capture footage of local wildlife. But what the camera recorded was something far more unsettling. The footage revealed a ghostly, semi-transparent figure moving at an inhuman speed, far faster than anyone could run. Yet, when slowed down, the figure had the unmistakable shape of a person. Who or what was out there in the dead of night, sprinting through the isolated forest? Could it have been a lost traveler, a restless spirit, or something even more mysterious? Perhaps a cryptid lurking in the shadows? While staying at the famously haunted Hotel Monteleone, a woman had a chilling experience she'll never forget. As she stood quietly in the hallway, something in the distance caught her eye, a young boy, eerily still, just standing at the far end of the corridor. Locals whisper of a tragic spirit said to roam these halls. A little boy who appears only to motherly figures. According to legend, he died of illness with no one, especially not his mother, by his side. They say he's still searching for the comfort he was cruelly denied. Was this just a shadow playing tricks? Or a heartbroken soul still clinging to the world he left behind? A Reddit user recently shared a photo that sent chills down the spines of everyone who saw it. At first glance, everything looked normal until you noticed the background. Near the doorway lurked a strange, eerie figure that defied easy explanation. Some brushed it off as an oddly shaped person, or maybe even the hind leg of an animal. But others saw something far darker, a shadowy presence, or the haunting outline of a body being dragged. What was caught in this image, and could it be something sinister? This eerie video, originally posted on Reddit by user Elon Spectre Doctor, has left viewers deeply unsettled. In the footage, a cyclist navigates a pitch-black forest at night, only to stumble upon a pale, unclothed humanoid figure. The cyclist notices the figure, but seems too terrified to approach it, let alone check if it's okay. With almost no context provided, Reddit commenters have been buzzing with theories. Could this be a person in distress, a sleepwalker, or perhaps something more paranormal? What's your take on this chilling clip? During the summer of 2011, a group of friends set out for a camping trip in the remote mountains of Utah, eager for days of fishing and target shooting. But their adventure took a chilling turn. As they explored deeper into the forest, they spotted movement among the trees. What they saw left them frozen in place. A large, mysterious creature, covered in brown hair, lurking just beyond their reach. Before they could get a closer look, it vanished into the dense wilderness, leaving behind only questions. To this day, they've never seen it again. While exploring a dense forest at night, a man couldn't shake the eerie feeling that he wasn't alone. The air felt heavy, charged with something unseen. But it wasn't until he reviewed his footage later that the true horror set in.
Any spirits in these woods? Spirits in these woods. Any spirits in these woods?
A strange wisp of smoke darted past the camera too fast, too defined to be just mist. Slowing it down, his blood ran cold. It wasn't smoky at all. It was a pale, ghostly figure, moving at impossible speed, as if it were riding a bike. Could this be the spirit of a long-lost cyclist, still racing through the night? Late one night, a woman was out for a walk near her home when she spotted something so strange that she pulled out her phone to record it. The eerie footage shows outdoor fitness equipment moving on its own, with no one in sight. Some viewers are convinced it's just clever video editing, while others wonder how such flawless synchronization could be faked. Mechanical malfunctions are rare, but the way these machines move in perfect harmony has fueled wild speculation. Is this an elaborate hoax or chilling proof of something paranormal? After receiving chilling tips from viewers, a team of investigators arrives at an abandoned farm with a dark past. The original family vanished without a trace, and ever since, locals have reported eerie whispers and shadowy figures moving through the decaying house. As they prepare to enter, they briefly film an upstairs window that many claim hides something unnatural. Once inside, they carefully set up their equipment.
Stop. Dude, what was that?
A table jerks violently across the room. Panic sets in. Was something lurking in the shadows of the farm? Or was it all an elaborate hoax? The truth remains buried in mystery. This person captured a bone-chilling moment outside their home, deep in the woods. After hearing eerie, unfamiliar noises, they grabbed a camera and started recording. At first, everything seemed normal, just the quiet, empty darkness. But then, for a fleeting second, a pair of glowing eyes pierced through the night before vanishing without a trace. Was it just an animal reflecting the light? Or something far more unsettling lurking in the shadows? While staying at a secluded bungalow, Carrie decided to take her dog for a familiar stroll through the forest. A path she had walked countless times before, but this time something felt different. A sudden, chilling scream tore through the dense undergrowth, unlike anything she had ever heard. Her dog's ears perked up, his body tense before he erupted into frantic barking, fixated on the unseen source of the sound. A shiver ran down Carrie's spine. Heart pounding, she called him back. Her voice barely steady. Then, through the eerie silence that followed, came something even more unsettling. The words were distant yet unmistakable, distorted as if carried by the wind. Panic tightened around her chest. After what felt like an eternity, her dog finally returned unharmed, but visibly uneasy. Without hesitation, Carrie turned back, practically dragging him along. As she hurried away, the ghostly voice still echoed faintly behind her. A Reddit user recently shared a bone-chilling experience from a late-night visit to the Eerie Pioneer West Tower during the height of the COVID lockdown. At around 1 a.m., they snapped a photo of the 19th century structure, only to later spot something deeply unsettling. A faint, human-like figure lurking near a tree. What makes it even more disturbing? Just behind the apparition lies a forgotten graveyard, the final resting place of pioneers who died building the tower. But the story doesn't end there. The memory still haunts the user, especially after a close friend who was with them that night passed away unexpectedly just 1 year later. A group of friends on a trip to Alaska snapped a photo to remember the moment and later posted it on Reddit. According to the original poster, everyone present was accounted for when the picture was taken. But when they zoomed in on the background, they noticed something deeply unsettling. A pale gray face with glowing eyes staring back at them. One commenter tried to rationalize it, suggesting it might be a piece of gear with reflective buttons that just happened to look like a face. That sounds logical, except that the Redditor wasn't convinced. They claimed they checked all their equipment right after spotting the anomaly and found nothing that could explain the eerie figure. So, was it just a trick of the light? Or did they unknowingly capture something not of this world? On July 12, 2023, a group of backpackers was scaling the steep trails of China's Ham Mountain when disaster nearly struck. Just 2 meters from the ground, one woman lost her grip and slipped. In a heart-stopping moment, she plummeted only to be caught just in time by fellow hikers below, narrowly escaping serious injury. The close call has sparked serious concern among the mountain's facility managers, who are now considering shutting down that particular route. In its place, they're recommending a safer alternative trail to ensure future adventurers can enjoy the climb without risking their lives. While driving home from a remote mountain area, a Reddit user decided to snap a quick photo to share with friends later. But when they looked at it more closely, something caught their eye. A strange, eerie figure near an old house. Was it a trick of the light? Someone caught mid-motion? Or something far more unsettling? Whether it was a supernatural presence or just an oddly timed shot, one thing's for sure. The photo left them with more questions than answers. Reddit user Lucky Beautiful Thoughts 2083 recently shared a chilling experience from a haunted house tour at the Eerie Teg mansion in North Wales. While exploring the grounds with her cousin and father, she kept her phone ready, hoping to catch a glimpse of something supernatural. And then, it happened. Through her camera lens, she spotted a pale, ghostly figure lurking behind a tree. Frozen in fear, she lowered her phone to look with her own eyes, only to find the figure had vanished. She later explained that the road outside the mansion has a dark reputation, known for frequent hauntings and mysterious car accidents, including the legend of the Grey Lady. Though Teg is now closed to the public, she admits she's still eager to return and uncover more of its haunted secrets. Around 5 a.m., a Reddit user's security camera captured something truly eerie. The motion sensor was triggered by what looked like a ghostly figure gliding into view. Some Redditors claim it's a full-body apparition, while others think there's a more logical explanation. The clip is grainy and short, leaving room for speculation, but seriously, what else could it be? A Reddit user recently shared a chilling photo from their backpacking trip deep in the forest. At first glance, it seemed like nothing, until the group took a closer look and felt a cold shiver crawl down their spines. The eerie figure captured in the photo wasn't part of their group, and no one remembered seeing her during the hike. Call it a glitch, a ghost, or just a trick of the light. But I don't know about you, that's not a bug. A Reddit user recently posted a spine-chilling video of a group of boys hiking at night. As they made their way down a dark, forested trail, they spotted something unsettling.
Tollison? You're not cold? You're crazy, my guy. You scaring people like that.
Yeah, it's just energy brought me here, you know.
Just get out, bro. Just get out.
Fucking drugs brought you here, my nigga.
My nigga's naked. Oh, shit.
A man standing motionless in a freezing river. He just stood there, eerily still, as if he belonged to the darkness around him. Suddenly, without warning, the man began walking toward them. Panic set in. The boys bolted, their laughter quickly turning into terrified screams. Was it just an odd encounter with someone who didn't mind the cold? Or was there something much darker lurking beneath the surface? 4 years ago, a Reddit user known as Swedish Blueberries posted a seemingly ordinary photo from a night out in the park with a friend. The image, originally shared on Instagram, went unnoticed at first, until a friend left a comment that sent chills down everyone's spine. Upon closer inspection, they noticed something odd in the background, a mysterious figure. Initially, they thought it might be a ghost, but the user quickly admitted that given their alcohol-fueled state at the time, it could just as easily have been a person. What makes the photo even more unsettling is the fact that the figure appears to be completely unclothed, leaving everyone to wonder, was it a real person or something far more supernatural? A Reddit user shared an intriguing photo with an eerie twist. His friend, a former US Army soldier, had married a Korean woman while stationed in South Korea back in 2002. Fast forward a decade, and the couple decided to revisit the Camp Casey area. During their trip, they snapped some photos, but one shot stood out for an unusual reason. In the upper left corner of the picture, a mysterious figure resembling a soldier could be seen standing. The couple was baffled, as no one was around when the photo was taken. Was it a glitch? Or could it be something far more chilling? The ghost of a fallen soldier, still wandering the grounds. A young woman was out for her usual late-night walk in the woods with her dog, enjoying the calm of the dark, quiet path. As she strolled along, she casually shifted the camera to the side. Then, out of nowhere, it happened.
Come on.
Standing next to a tree, barely visible in the darkness, was a shadowy figure in dark clothing, just watching her. Her dog seemed to sense something off long before she did, abruptly halting and staring intently in the figure's direction, its hackles raised. Unaware of the danger, she urged Bruce forward, but when the camera swung back, the figure had vanished without a trace. They continued their walk, but after seeing the footage, it's hard to imagine her venturing back into those woods anytime soon. A family was out hiking in the wilds of Australia, excited to wrap up their adventure and head home. But as they approached their car, one of them reached for the door handle until something caught their eye just in time. Tucked right inside the handle, casually chilling, was a massive furry Huntsman spider. Thankfully, they spotted it before making contact. While a Huntsman bite isn't usually life-threatening, it's far from pleasant, bringing on intense pain and swelling. Moral of the story? In Australia, always double-check your door handles. 2 American tourists were soaring over the stunning landscape of Mendoza, Argentina, when disaster suddenly struck mid-air. Realizing something was off, the pilot immediately made a bold decision to attempt an emergency landing. But things quickly took a turn for the worse. The helicopter flipped sideways in a heart-stopping crash. Miraculously, everyone walked away without serious injury, no hospital visits required. But the terrifying experience? It left a mark that won't be forgotten anytime soon. A Reddit user shared a wild story about being outside near their house with their dad when they noticed something strange happening in the sky. Freaked out, they were hoping for answers before lightning struck their house.
Wow.
Can you explain it again since I'm filming? It's been going. This lightning's been going on for like a half an hour, just like it is, just one after another, after another, after another. I don't hear any thunder or anything. It's just a lot of lightning going on. Do you guys happen to know what this could be? 'Cause we sure as heck don't. And
Could this just be a regular thunderstorm? Or is something bigger about to unfold? Does anyone have an explanation? A man was walking home alone. Everything seemed perfectly normal until something unsettling happened. For nearly 20 minutes, this eerie laughter echoed through the trees, growing louder and more sinister, as if something or someone was drawing nearer. It started about 200 feet away, then 300. The man was left frozen, unsure of what he was hearing. Was it just some wild animal? Or could it have been something far more terrifying? Something cryptid? No one knows for sure. A doorbell camera at a remote forest cabin has captured something truly eerie. Take a look at this footage. In the clip, you can just make out a shadowy figure riding a horse. At least that's what it looks like. Some say it's a supernatural apparition, while others argue it's just a camera glitch. But here's where things get even stranger. Another animal appears, completely different from the first shadowy figure, right beside it. So, what exactly did this camera catch? While out on a birthday hunting trip, the celebration took a chilling turn. Deep in the forest, they spotted something that still haunts their memories. A dark figure standing eerily still across the road, silently watching them. It didn't move, didn't flinch, just stared. After scouring the internet for answers, they found nothing that matched what they saw. No legends, no local lore, nothing. So, they gave it a name themselves, the ghoul. What or who they encountered that day remains a terrifying mystery. While scouting a wooded area for a potential hunting spot, Reddit user CakeTheLegend69 was snapping a few photos, just a casual exploration. But when she reviewed the images later, something chilling stood out. A shadowy figure lingering in the distance. What made it even more unsettling? Every member of her group was behind her at the time, exploring different parts of the forest. So, whoever or whatever that was, it wasn't one of them. Things got even creepier when they learned the forest once held an old logging town that mysteriously vanished without a trace. All that remains are 13 forgotten graves with weathered headstones, slowly being swallowed by time. The eerie photo left people wondering, had she captured something paranormal on camera? Or is there a more rational explanation lurking beneath the mystery? A Reddit user recently shared a spine-tingling trail cam photo that's sending chills down the internet's spine. The image shows two eerie, human-like figures seemingly hovering above the forest floor, an unsettling sight that locals claim are the infamous tree people, ghostly apparitions said to haunt the woods. Known for its long history of paranormal activity, the area's haunted reputation only deepens the mystery behind this haunting capture. Reddit user Sagfo captured a spine-tingling moment during a late-night walk through the forest just after 2 a.m. In the eerie clip he shared, unsettling screams echo through the trees. Listen closely. Are they the cries of a wild animal, a desperate person, or something even more terrifying? Whatever it was, it sent Sago running for his life, and he's sworn off nighttime forest walks for good. While walking along an old, abandoned railroad track with her brother and his girlfriend's family, a woman snapped a simple photo. But when she looked at it later, something chilling caught her eye. In the top right corner of the image, several shadowy figures appeared that looked like they were walking straight toward the group. No one remembered seeing anyone else out there. And these figures? They weren't just eerie, they looked wrong, dark, distorted, and not human. A backpacker once shared a chilling video from the DeSoto mine in Arizona, calling it the creepiest place they'd ever explored.
I really hope it's not my eyes playing with me, but like...
At the time, all they could hear was the steady drip of water echoing through the empty tunnels. But when they reviewed the footage later, they were stunned to hear something else. The unmistakable sound of footsteps on wood in a place that was completely deserted. That eerie moment was enough to make them turn back, cutting their exploration short as the mine's unsettling vibe grew too intense to ignore. Back in 2003, Jay had a photo snapped by a friend during a visit to Pyramid Lake. Years later, while looking through old memories, they noticed something chilling, which appears to be the faint figure of a little girl in the background. Some swear it's evidence of something paranormal, especially considering Pyramid Lake's long-standing reputation for eerie happenings. Others brush it off as a trick of the light or a camera glitch. But the figure is so eerily clear, so human, that it's hard not to ask, was it just a coincidence? While hiking through a remote, unfamiliar forest, a backpacker stumbled upon something utterly baffling.
Привет, парни, я тут в шоке. Решил прогуляться по территории. Посмотрите, какой забор. Вот это забор. Я просто в ахуе. Сейчас покажу еще. Вот это забор. Вон он кончается. И вон там кончается. Вон угол.
A massive wall rising out of the wilderness with no warning, no signs, and no explanation. It seemed to stretch endlessly, untouched by time or reason. Just the sight of it sent chills down his spine, reminding many online of something straight out of the Truman Show. What was its purpose? Who built it? Why here, in the middle of nowhere? The mystery has ignited wild speculation. And if we only knew its exact location, we might finally uncover the truth behind this eerie enigma. Back in 2012 or 2013, a group of friends decided to add a little thrill to their Halloween by joining a ghost tour at the historic and notoriously haunted Concordia Cemetery. At one point during the tour, they stopped to snap a group photo. Their guide kindly offered to take the shot while they posed ahead under the eerie glow of the cemetery lights. That night, as they reviewed the pictures back at home, one friend's sister noticed something that made her blood run cold. In the background of their group photo was a shadowy figure wearing a hat, seemingly strolling right past them. The strange part? No one had seen anyone near them when the photo was taken. Terrified, she demanded they leave immediately. And when she showed the picture to the rest of the group, their excitement quickly turned to dread. From that night on, they made a pact. No more ghost tours. Was it just a random person they somehow didn't notice? Or did they unknowingly capture something far more chilling, something not meant to be seen? In 2014, two young women set out on the treacherous Kalalau Trail in Hawaii, unaware of the ordeal that awaited them. Midway through the hike, the weather took a dangerous turn. Rain poured down, flooding the trail and making the terrain slick and perilous. With no phone service and rising rivers blocking their path, they were forced to brave the night in the heart of the jungle. Just when hope seemed to fade, the distant thump of a helicopter echoed through the trees. Miraculously, the rescuers spotted the white towels the women had hung up to dry as an improvised signal that saved their lives. They were airlifted to safety, a powerful reminder that preparation and quick thinking can mean the difference between disaster and rescue in the wild. While exploring the infamous zombie road alone, a man couldn't shake the eerie feeling that he was being watched. This stretch of road has long been shrouded in dark legends, once home to an orphanage that tragically burned down in the early 1900s. Many believe the spirits of the children who perished in that fire still linger there, and countless visitors have reported chilling encounters with ghostly figures. As the sun began to set, the man decided to snap a photo of the fading light filtering through the trees. But this was before digital cameras, so he wouldn't see what he captured until the film was developed days later. When he finally did, his blood ran cold because staring back at him were shadowy shapes that looked an awful lot like children. Could this be proof that the lost souls of Zombie Road are still watching? TikTok user Tia Langley and her friends decided to explore using the mysterious Randonautica app, which led them to an eerie, abandoned location. Tia filmed the entire adventure, but things took a chilling turn fast. Take a look.
What? Are your brights on? Can you turn your brights on? Oh shit, no, there's like a big pool of water over there. Yeah, don't go over there. Just stay here. Don't move. Should we get out? Yeah, we should. Holy fucking shit! Go! Stop, just go, just leave. Go, 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 go! That was someone on the other side! That was someone on the Slow down, go that way, 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 go that way.
In part 2 of the video, the terrifying truth unfolded. A group of men suddenly appeared out of nowhere, slamming on the car doors and chasing the group in a heart-pounding scene. Trapped in a truly unsettling situation, Tia and her friends were left shaken, haunted by one question: what would have happened if they had stepped out of the car? On July 2nd, 2020, what started as an ordinary drive for Chisa quickly took a chilling turn.
Padre cielo que estás en lo nuestro.
While trailing another car, something strange caught their eye. A mysterious figure with glowing eyes seemed to be peering out from the trunk. Gripped by curiosity and unease, Chisa instinctively pulled out their phone and started recording, desperate to capture the eerie sight. As the video came to a close, a distressed sound, presumably from Chisa, echoed through, hinting at the fear and confusion they felt in that moment. Since then, the video has gone viral, sparking countless theories online. But despite all the speculation, the truth behind what Chisa saw remains a haunting mystery. YouTuber Michael Luzzi recently revisited Split Rock Road in New Jersey, a place where he once had a chilling encounter. As he stood in the eerie silence of the woods, something caught his eye.
For here, so. Oh, what is that light? Oh, there's a light over there. Yo, what the hell? What is that? Yo! Yo! Oh, nah. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go down here real quick and see what is down here.
Two mysterious lights appeared, one hovering high in the trees, the other closer to the ground. They moved in strange, unnatural ways, almost as if they were alive. Then, things took an even darker turn.
Literally standing right there, 370Z. I'm literally sitting there like this, just chilling, and then something behind me, I don't know. That noise is coming from over here more. That noise is literally coming from somewhere over here.
How do you want to know what it is?
I don't know, that noise is definitely coming from over here somewhere. Oh, so what the fuck? Look at that! That's that person. That's the person from last go.
Get out of here, Bo.
Go, just dip. I don't know what the hell that was, bro.
Out of the shadows, a faint figure began to take shape. It looked like a person only, not quite. Terrified, Lucy bolted back to his car, heart pounding, unsure of what he'd just seen. To this day, the ghostly lights and the shadowy figure remain a disturbing mystery. While combing through footage from his trail cam, a Virginia hunter discovered something chilling and eerie. An almost translucent figure that resembles either a ghostly child or some unknown creature stalking the forest. Some skeptics chalk it up to moonlight playing tricks on the lens, but others? They're not so sure. Is this spine-tingling image actual proof of the paranormal? Or just a creepy coincidence captured at the perfect moment? While walking down an abandoned road in rural Japan, something strange suddenly caught his eye.
Okay, that's weird, right? Why is it moving?
Yeah. Can we go? Why is it doing
You guys
that?
not see that down there?
What?
Right
Shut
there.
up. I'm not gonna look.
There's nothing.
Okay, why is it still moving?
Can we go? I'm legitimately running and getting out of here. I don't understand. I'm gonna look this up and
Oh, maybe there's something. Wait.
Yeah,
Still, no, it's not. It's cut there, so they shouldn't be, right? I don't know.
It wasn't windy. The forest was dead still, except for that one tree shifting unnaturally, like it was alive. He pulled out his phone to look it up. Nothing made sense. The movement didn't stop. Some nearby locals later said they'd never seen anything like it. Ever. One theory points to Kodama, ancient tree spirits from Japanese folklore said to dwell in strong, sacred forests. Others say it could be something more scientific, like unique oscillation frequencies or shifting roots triggered by subtle seismic tremors, which are common in Japan. But given how close they were to the infamous Aokigahara forest, known for its chilling past and eerie silence, no theory brought much comfort. The image of that lone twitching tree among a forest of stillness was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Would you have kept walking? After a car accident, a man snapped a quick photo to document the damage. But when he later brightened the image to get a clearer look, he saw something that made his blood run cold. Sitting in the driver's seat, clear as day, was a terrifying figure with glowing eyes and a monstrous, twisted face. The image sent chills down the spines of those who saw it. Many believe it wasn't just a trick of the light, but a sinister spirit, perhaps even the cause of the crash. Strangely, this isn't the first time eerie entities have been spotted inside wrecked cars, leading some to wonder, are these supernatural forces hiding in plain sight waiting to strike? Allie stood exactly where they had buried the doll, Mary. The air was suffocating, thick with something unnatural, and there she was, Mary.
No way. Bro. There's like overgrowth on her and everything. She's right there. Mary's right there. Patty. What does that mean? What does Patty mean? She's gonna say one more thing and I'm getting out of here. Like, I don't feel safe here.
Her porcelain face peeked out from a blanket of overgrown weeds, as if the earth itself had tried and failed to silence her. She hadn't moved, yet somehow she was watching. Then came the whisper, Patty. Allie froze. That name. He didn't recognize it. Who was Patty? He glanced down. The soil was no longer untouched. It was torn, scraped, like something had clawed its way up from underneath. And just beneath the wind, a chilling sound floated into the background of the footage. Soft, echoing laughter, a child's cry, faint, haunting. Ally didn't hear it clearly, but deep down, he knew. Mary wasn't finished. and this time he had to end her for good. Silent 9mm posted a photo that's blowing minds, a gigantic footprint his mom found on their roof. The print, with 4 huge toes and an unusually large size, instantly sparked Bigfoot rumors. But here's the twist. Even if it were human, who walks barefoot on a roof? And the weirdest part? There was only one footprint, just a single, massive step, and nothing else. On December 24th, 2024, Reddit user #PositiveSong2293 posted a captivating video that quickly stirred up a storm of curiosity. The footage shows a glowing orb gliding low over the mountains of Cali, Colombia, shimmering with lights as it moves through the sky.
Mire Isa, mírelo acá, rápido, mírelo acá.
While some viewers dismissed it as a half-deflated mylar balloon catching the sunlight just right, others weren't so sure, sparking speculation that it might be something far more mysterious. Known for its breathtaking landscapes, Cali has now found itself at the center of the latest UFO buzz. While hiking deep in an isolated forest, one man stumbled upon a spine-chilling sight, scattered bones on the ground, with a single shoe still attached, giving the disturbing impression of human remains. But here's where it gets even creepier. The person who posted the photo never mentioned alerting the authorities, and no follow-up was ever shared. The eerie setting and total radio silence only fuel the mystery. But take a closer look, and something doesn't sit right. Are these human bones? Or did someone stage a cruel hoax, stuffing animal bones into a shoe just to terrify unsuspecting hikers? While caving with a group, one man found himself trapped in a terrifying predicament. As he ventured deeper into a narrow passage, he became wedged so tightly that he couldn't move no matter how hard he tried. The situation quickly worsened when water started pouring into the cramped space, rising steadily around him. Panic set in as he urgently shouted to his partner outside the passage for help. His partner, struggling against the current and the growing pressure, fought to free him, but it was no easy task. The water kept rising, and time was running out. After what felt like an eternity, with tension mounting and the water creeping higher, the partner managed to pull him out, saving him just in the nick of time. After a peaceful day of fishing, the man decided to stop by a nearby public restroom, but the moment he stepped inside, something jolted him.
Yo, what the What the? Bro. There's nobody in here.
The place was empty. Not a soul in sight. Just silence. He stood frozen, heart pounding. That scream he just heard, it was real. Too loud, too clear to be a trick of the mind, and yet, no one was there. A guy went out magnet fishing one afternoon expecting the usual pile of rusty junk, and for the most part, that's exactly what he got. But then, something strange surfaced. He dragged up an old knife, still tucked inside its weathered sheath, like it hadn't seen daylight in decades. Creepy, but nothing compared to what came next. On his final toss, he reeled in what looked like an ordinary stick, until he saw what was tied to it. A disturbingly lifelike doll, its face covered in needles, like some kind of twisted voodoo ritual piece. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, there was a small, transparent bag fastened to the doll's back. He had no idea what it was, but the whole thing gave him chills. Uneasy and spooked, he packed up and left in a hurry, only to realize he'd wandered into a nearby cemetery, alone, lost, and more terrified than ever. Thankfully, after what felt like forever, he managed to find his way out.
Haunted Street. On November 13th, 2023, at exactly 3:25 a.m., a camper sat in bed, engrossed in a game of bingo on their laptop. The quiet of the night was shattered by a faint, eerie sound drifting from outside a horse's distant neigh. The haunting cry echoed across the campsite, once a bustling horse farm, but now eerily abandoned. Gripped by curiosity, they grabbed their phone to record. As they pointed it toward the darkness, a chilling sight emerged, a ghostly white figure materializing out of the shadows. This wasn't the campers' first unsettling experience at the infamous farmhouse, a site steeped in tales of paranormal activity, but it was the first time they captured something this spine-tingling on camera. Ghost. Imagine you were just driving to where you want to camp, and you saw a ghost. Would you turn back? This man was driving down an old abandoned road on his way to his camping site when suddenly he spotted something terrifying. A figure in a white dress was crossing the road ahead. As the man steps out of his car to investigate, he's greeted by nothing but an oppressive shroud of darkness. Was it a person he saw, or something far more sinister? And if it was a person, what could compel someone to wander alone so late at night in the heart of a desolate forest? Camping gone wrong. A camper decided to document her outdoor adventure for a YouTube video. Capturing every moment of her trip. But as she reviewed the footage during editing, she noticed something chilling, a faint movement outside her window. At the time, she brushed off the uneasy feeling, but now, watching it back, everything clicks. That shadowy movement remains a mystery. Was it a person lurking nearby, an animal passing through, or something far more supernatural? Utah Bigfoot. During the summer of 2011, a group of friends set out for a camping trip in the remote mountains of Utah, eager for days of fishing and target shooting. But their adventure took a chilling turn. As they explored deeper into the forest, they spotted movement among the trees. What they saw left them frozen in place, a large, mysterious creature, covered in brown hair, lurking just beyond their reach. Before they could get a closer look, it vanished into the dense wilderness, leaving behind only questions. To this day, they've never seen it again. Spirits A. Camper in the UK was driving down a quiet road just after 5 a.m. when they saw something unusual. A lone figure stood frozen in the middle of the road, completely unfazed by the glaring headlights piercing through the darkness. Whispers abound that these eerie apparitions could be the spirits of those who lost their lives in tragic accidents along this stretch, forever trapped in a single haunting moment in time. Blimp. On October 10th, 2023, A traffic stop turned into a terrifying event for a police officer.
Any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle?
No, of course not.
All right. Sit tight, sir. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Your registration is What the?
Sarah?
What the heck? Sarah? 3201.
Any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle? No. Of course not. All right, sit tight, sir. I'll be right back. In the blink of an eye, a girl named Sarah vanished without a trace. The dash cam footage revealed no open doors, no signs of anyone nearby, nothing to suggest how she disappeared. From that moment forward, Sarah was simply gone. The police hit a dead end, unable to uncover her identity. To this day, the mystery of who Sarah truly was remains unsolved. Room 209. A hotel security manager in Illinois was shocked when he submitted eerie paranormal footage to the local police. After receiving multiple complaints of blood-curdling screams coming from room 209, he decided to investigate. The strange part? No one was checked into that room. Concerned, the manager radioed his team. "John, do you copy? The screams are coming from 209, but it's supposed to be empty. Can you confirm?" Amy, another team member, responded, "That room is vacant. No one's checked in, but I'm hearing the screams too." John, now alarmed, decided to check it out, despite warnings to wait for the police. Moments later, his voice came back over the radio, trembling. "Amy, call the cops now." There's no one in here, but the room, it's completely trashed. The furniture is flipped, the carpet's ripped up, and the shower is running. There's no explanation for this. As John stepped inside, something truly chilling happened. A white shadow darted out of the room, captured clearly on video. Some witnesses insist it was a single spirit, while others claim they saw multiple entities leaving. Over the years, Room 209 has been the source of countless reports of strange noises and unexplainable activity. But this recording remains the most compelling evidence of paranormal activity. What haunts Room 209? The mystery lingers. Night shift. This security guard was working the night shift when something downright bizarre happened. I swear I saw it. I saw that Y, clear as day. And then it just vanished over there, the guard recounted, still visibly shaken. I tried to stay calm, but man, I checked the cameras and I'm like, y'all see that ECs too, right? I'm not crazy. You saw it.
I saw that shit. And I'm like, and then it disappeared over there by the desk. And I was like, okay. So I looked at the camera, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna calm down. So I wanted to tell the camera, y'all see that shit? Y'all saw that shit, right? I'm telling CHA, did y'all see that?
In the footage, a translucent figure emerges, seemingly floating above him before gliding toward the door. Was this an actual ghost? To this day, the guard can't explain what he saw that night, but the experience has left him questioning reality. Two officers were investigating in the dark after receiving reports from a passerby about a strange creature near the road. That's when they encountered something terrifying. Instinctively, they stumbled backward, gripped by an overwhelming wave of fear. When they finally mustered the courage to return and investigate the area, they were met with nothing. No trace, no explanation, just an eerie emptiness. You are not alone. On the chilling night of November 22, 2022, police officers were dispatched to a notorious house with a reputation for paranormal activity. After confirming the house was empty, they instructed the anxious homeowner to remain outside while they conducted a thorough search. But as the officers stepped inside, the eerie atmosphere thickened. Strange, inexplicable events began unfolding. Doors slammed shut without warning, prompting one officer to suggest it might be the wind. Yet the unsettling noises that followed defied any rational explanation.
Police! Anyone inside, make yourself known.
As they climbed the stairs, one officer felt an unsettling presence, even though he was alone upstairs.
Downstairs clear.
Police, is anyone inside? Make yourself known, one officer called out as they cautiously ascended the creaking staircase. That's when it hit, a disturbing sensation as if someone or something was right there with him, even though he was visibly alone. Downstairs is clear, echoed from below, but the officer upstairs couldn't shake the gnawing unease. His breathing quickened, and his growing fear was evident. After an exhaustive search revealed nothing out of the ordinary, the officers finally left the house. Yet, as they walked away, a chilling feeling lingered, like unseen eyes were still watching their every move. Birthday went wrong. A young woman and her best friend were camping in the forest to celebrate a birthday. As they enjoyed the festivities, she accidentally captured this. Out of nowhere, a face emerged behind her best friend. Her raw, unfiltered reaction makes it nearly impossible to believe this was planned. But the real question is, what did they capture? Ella was swimming in a river in the Philippines when she accidentally filmed something strange. While underwater, a pair of legs mysteriously appeared behind her, but when the camera dipped back beneath the surface just moments later, they were gone. Ella jura que estaba sola en el agua y no tiene explicación para la visión espeluznante. Some viewers believe she should dig into the area's history, suggesting the legs might belong to a ghostly presence from someone who drowned there. Could there be a supernatural story hiding beneath the surface? Swing. A man was driving through a wooded area at 3:30 a.m. when he spotted this. A pale figure sat on a swing, its ghostly silhouette swaying gently in the stillness of the night. Who could possibly be out here, swinging at such an eerie hour? Could it have been a ghost? Bones, someone was walking through the forest when they discovered something peculiar. At first glance, they thought it was a deer skeleton, but as they looked closer, they realized it was something entirely different. A human-like figure lay curled in a fetal position, but something about it was deeply unsettling. Its neck stretched unnaturally long, its head twisted into a bizarre, alien shape, and its limbs defied anything we've ever seen in nature. This couldn't possibly belong to any creature we know, could it? Site 422. On July 8th, 2023, chilling body cam footage surfaced, showing an officer encountering what appeared to be paranormal activity during a routine noise complaint investigation at an infamous abandoned property, Site 422? I'm at Site 422, the officers heard saying. This place definitely gives off some creepy vibes. What started as a standard check quickly spiraled into a spine-chilling ordeal. The footage revealed strange movements within the house, and at one point, a distinct shadow appeared in the window, sending shivers down the spine of anyone watching. To make matters worse, the officer reported hearing eerie, unexplainable sounds echoing from the distance. I keep seeing shadows walking by. What the officer murmured in disbelief, his voice trembling. Whether the officer fled the scene or pressed on with the investigation remains a mystery, but the unsettling footage raises more questions than answers. Ritual Officer Ben Malik was on patrol when something caught his eye, a shadowy figure lingering on the side of the road. As he drew closer, he realized the woman appeared to be starting a fire, compelling him to pull over and investigate. But what he saw next was beyond unsettling. Her face seemed to be burning, almost as if she were in the middle of a bizarre ritual. Despite the eerie scene, Officer Malik arrested the woman. To this day, what truly unfolded that night remains shrouded in mystery. Haunted playground. While camping, Misty Rain stumbled upon a spine-chilling scene at the deserted playground. The swings, eerily abandoned, moved back and forth on their own. There was no wind, no people, just the relentless creak of the chains cutting through the silence. Even after standing there for a while, Misty noticed the swings didn't lose momentum, as if some unseen force was pushing them. Was it a ghostly presence? A strange weather anomaly? Whatever it was, the unsettling sight was enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Ghost Girl. While exploring an abandoned churchyard in Estall, UK, a hiker had an encounter that sent chills down his spine. Out of the corner of his eye, he kept catching glimpses of what appeared to be a ghostly little girl. Gripped by both curiosity and fear, he pulled out his camera to see if his mind was playing tricks on him. As he turned the camera toward her, the eerie figure seemed to vanish into thin air. When he panned back, she was gone completely. The hiker never saw her again, leaving him to wonder if he'd just witnessed something supernatural. Scream, a Michigan man set out to film a relaxing ASMR video during a serene walk through the woods. But what started as a tranquil stroll quickly turned into a spine-chilling ordeal when he stumbled upon an abandoned part of the forest and was met with a blood-curdling scream echoing through the trees. The scream could send a chill down your spine. What could be that sound? The hiker thought he could have been a Bigfoot, or was it something far more sinister? Ghost. A group of friends ventured into an abandoned house hidden deep within the Eerie woods of Japan. The video starts with shaky footage of crumbling, decayed rooms, but then, without them noticing, they unknowingly capture something chilling on camera. Suddenly, a pale, ghostly hand emerges from the shadows, gripping the edge of the wall, only to vanish as quickly as it appeared. Undeterred, the explorers push further into the house, oblivious to the sinister presence lurking in the darkness. As the camera pans past a doorway, it briefly catches the haunting glimpse of a face. No one knew how the night ended for the explorers. It forever remained a mystery. Each of these encounters is a stark reminder of the risks and mysteries that come with exploring the wild. Always be prepared, stay alert, and respect nature. Have you ever had a hiking experience that sent chills down your spine? Share your story in the comments below.
If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.